Raging in Australia for months now. The images coming out of that country are very difficult to see. Now, wildfire benefits are planned here in the tri-state on Sunday, which just happens to be Australia Day. And one of these events is called the Australia Day Bikkies and Bevvies Bushfire Fundraiser. And I hope I said all those things right. One of the organizers, Stewart, joins us now. Claire was born and raised in Australia, in Melbourne.
Melbourne.
That's like, don't say Melbourne, she told me. Melbourne. She's also a member of the Red Hot Dancing Queens. If you have not seen that group out at a parade around town, that kind of thing, they're always having a wonderful time. But this is a very important cause, obviously one very close to your heart. So thank you for taking some time to come and tell us about it.
Thank you for having me.
I would imagine, and you've probably seen more video than we have, coming out of the country where you were born and raised. Talk to me about what it's been like for you to see that.
It's been very difficult, to be honest. It's very sad. I've had a friend lose a house already, and a friend is battling a bushfire. It's actually, to give context, Australia is the same land size mass as continental USA. So exclude Alaska and Hawaii, but New York to LA is Melbourne to Perth. So, and I think because people see the news maps that Australia's down here in little and America's big, but it's literally the same land size. And so I think, you know, some people think, oh, bushfires or the animals, but this is actually quite large. So one of the biggest bushfires, a Metro Melbourne train driver measured it out. If you took a train from the northern part of one bushfire to the southern part, it would be a 2.5-hour Metro train ride non-stop at full speed. So that's one fire. So when they started to connect and, I mean, impacting the quality of air. Where I'm from, Melbourne, is the most livable city 7 years in a row. And for the EPA to come out and say the air quality pollution, the worst in the world right now, is in Melbourne and Australia, because the smoke is just drifting. And I mean, it's even gone down, they're saying it went past New Zealand and it's going on to Chile.
It's so hard to even comprehend. We're seeing some of the video just up on the screen there, the breadth of it. You know, certainly in this country, we see the wildfires out in California and those kinds of things, and those are obviously awful as well. But it just stretches out so far and encompasses so much of the country.
Yeah, and it impacts not people, animals, and the land. So it's been a drought for a number of years. There's a water shortage, and when wildlife is coming to humans just to get water, I mean, that says it all. You know, and I just read a great article, one of the Australian newspapers, and it talked about they live on a farm and they saw this koala at a tree and it was just sitting there motionless, and they went to feed it water, and koalas, you shouldn't give them bottled water, they should lap it up like a dog, and they gave the koala water and then the koala touched the person to say don't go. I mean, when that's happening, and they said snakes are coming, possums, birds, usually the birds would come and fly off. They said the birds are hanging at their house just to get water.
Just to get water. Okay, so a lot of people want to help.
Yes.
A lot of ways to help. One in particular on Australia Day, which is like July 4th for Australia. Talked about the event that's happening. People get involved with.
Okay, so myself and two other Red Hot Dancing Queens are from Australia, Jackie Wong and Jessie Girt, and there's a British guy, Nigel Cotterell. He owns Below Zero. He said he wanted to help, which is awesome.
And that's an Over the Rhine.
It's an Over the Rhine on Walnut Street. It's from 1 to 5 p.m. on Australia Day. It's going to be beach themed, so because we have like 4th of July's in summer, Australia Day is in summer in the Southern Hemisphere. And we're going to do a Bikkies and Bevvies. So Bikkie means cookie, and Bevvies means drink. And so it's going to be we wanted to make sure, people kept asking us, what can we do? How can we help? And so we're like, what can we do? And I was like, well, Americans love lemonade stands. Why don't we do like a lemonade stand? But how do we make it Australian? And then everyone knows and loves the Tim Tams.
Tim Tams. Who doesn't love a Tim Tam?
Who doesn't love a Tim Tam?
Yeah, love that.
So we're going to do, so anyway, we came up with a Bikkie sale. And the concept is like a lemonade stand, but we're not going to put a price. If someone can afford $1, we'll give you a Bikkie. If someone wants to bring 100 to donate, we'll take that and you get a Bikkie. And then you can go to the bar and buy a drink separate. There will be 4 Australian drinks on the menu, 2 non-alcoholic and 2 alcoholic. The 2 non-alcoholic are lemon, lime and bitters and ginger beer, which is awesome. And then we're going to do a Long Island blue tea. Oh my. It's Long Island tea but blue like the waters of Australia. And then we're going to do, Nigel is paying homage to the Australians and the Red Hot Dancing Queens. We're going to do an Australian Queen drink, and that will be Aperol Spritz with a strawberry and umbrella. And then we're going to have a kid-friendly zone zone 2.
Perfect.
So they'll be colouring in with Australian animals. Yeah.
Sounds like it's going to be a great time, and obviously for a great cause, and I can just listen to her talk all day on top of everything else. So, once again, the Australia Day Bikkies and Bevvies Bushfire Fundraiser is Sunday. It's from 1 to 5 at Below Zero Lounge. Again, it's on Walnut Street and over the Rhine. You can donate whatever you can afford, and they got a Bikkie waiting for you. Go to local12.com and click on the Get It Now links for detail. There, thanks for coming. Really
Thanks,
appreciate it.
Bob.
Good luck with everything.
No, thank you.
And by the way, anytime the Red Hot Dancing Queens are somewhere, go check them out. They're a lot of fun.
Thank you.
9:45. We'll be right back.